Okay, everyone, our speaker is here, the audience is here, so let's get started. So, first of all, hello, Polkadot community. I'm Anna from Polkadot Insider, and today we're just so proud to have AMA sessions with Mr. Alan Bay, the founder and CEO of Aventus, which onboards enterprises to Web3, enabling them to generate new revenue streams and improve operational efficiencies, and also future-proof their business. And in case you don't know, Polkadot Insider is a channel of daily news, data analytics, real-time data, and research about projects to support retail investor views when they invest in the Polkadot and Kusama ecosystem. So going through the AMA session today, we so honored to have a detailed conversation with Ellen about how Aventus can help enterprises improve their operational efficiency and also increase the customer stickiness and also reduce costs, and especially what innovations and upcoming events that the team will bring to the Web3 world in the upcoming time. So excited. All right, so no more waiting, we start right now. Okay, so sir, to kick off the atmosphere, can you tell us something about Aventus and also a little bit about your background and how you became involved in the Polkadot network and substrate technology?
Yes, of course. Hello, everybody. And yeah, thanks for having me here. In terms of Aventus, the sort of core of our mission is onboarding enterprises to Web3. That's where we are focused. So the journey so far, my background is sort of in artificial intelligence. I worked in hedge funds, Brevan Howard, looking at sort of predictive strategies. I then did a master's in artificial intelligence in 2015, and obviously the year Ethereum launched, that's where I really got into the world of blockchain. And I've kind of been in it building various solutions since. So we started out as an event ticketing solution, built a business in LA where we were actually looking at secondary market ticketing, funnily enough, and ended up doing a deal with sort of Live Nation for one of their French festivals, one of the biggest sort of in the space of live entertainment. And in delivering on a deal like that, we built so much enterprise infrastructure. And remember, this is going from sort of 2017 to 2020. We built a bunch of infrastructure to make it usable by enterprises. And then when COVID hit, event ticketing wasn't an exciting sector, and we thought that process many enterprises are going to need to go through, and our technology is general purpose enough for anybody to be able to use. So that's kind of the history and the journey to date. We generalized that infrastructure, and that's ultimately what Aventus became today.
Yeah, thank you, Sir, a lot. Thanks for such a great story behind Aventus. What is its vision, the mission to help enterprise with the onboarding to Web3 process, and also your very long, hard, but very interesting journey with Aventus and also in a Polkadot network as whole. And that's very interesting. Thank you. So we're ready to hear more about Aventus. So as you introduce on your website, Aventus enables companies in any ecosystem to capitalize on a vast series of use cases, including loyalty, video games, and many more. So could you tell us a little bit more about your loyalty solution?
Yes, so the Aventus product at the highest level, we refer to it as block space. So most enterprises in our experience so far don't really care which blockchain that they're building on. They have certain technical requirements, be it throughput, be it privacy, preserving properties of certain data, or various terms that you might find in an enterprise service level agreement. So we came to the Polkadot ecosystem somewhat by chance. We had a look around, a review of the best sort of open source technology and delivering these requirements for enterprises, and we determined Substrate was the best technology. So we started off by building a standalone Substrate network that was in Ethereum layer 2. Then more recently, we migrated that over to being a Polkadot parachain. That's what the Aventus network itself is today. because we just saw the great functionality and the ecosystem that's really being built. But we've sort of migrated from a standalone chain into being a parachain, and we retain that sort of bridge, decentralized bridge into the Ethereum ecosystem, really brought in with that kind of interoperability piece. And it helps us in our enterprise sales to really offer to our clients functionality that is genuinely sort of adheres to their requirements, as I was kind of mentioning, of block space. So to the specific use case you're asking about then on the loyalty front, I think most of you, there's a variety of use cases we have. Some of you may have seen the announcement with Beatport, where we are helping them deliver a loyalty solution to their thousands of labels and millions of users. We have a solution in the cashback app space where we are restructuring what the negative value looks like via our partners' cashback app. So we support all the technology for that. And there are a few other sort of interesting loyalty use cases, especially one in film coming soon. So specifically around, I think the cashback one is the most interesting because it's the furthest along. What we look at there is restructuring what a loyalty point looks like. And we've managed to generate a 25% net increase in profit margins for the client and an 80% reduction in balance sheet debt. So that really tangibly shows you how this technology can deliver value in increasing revenue, reducing operational overhead to the industry. So yeah.
Well, that's really great to know how Aventus manage the loyalty solution. In terms of functionalities, use cases, and structure that Aventus offer to enterprises about this issue. So that's very good to know. Thank you, Sirla. So talking a little bit about the products, so it's said that Aventus customizes manage B2B software as a service products to enable enterprises to generate new revenue streams and also improve operational efficiencies. So could you explain a little bit more about it and also give some examples of this style of products?
Yeah, so we split our product suite into two tiers. The base layer, the networking layer, this is where we have that block space offering. So where an enterprise can come with their set of requirements, and we will deploy either a standalone substrate network or a combination of sort of modular composable architecture of networks talking to each other. Then we have an instantiation of that product suite ourselves, which is the Aventus Network, which is the parachain that is live today, and that's where many of our loyalty use cases are being deployed. And then whatever on those different chains, we provide functionality around NFTs, fungible tokens, some kind of crypto tokens, decentralized governance, any of those sort of key building blocks that people may be used to. That's the networking layer. Then the next layer up is what we call it's basically tooling. So this is everything that an enterprise might need around that core blockchain solution to be able to really use it quickly for the majority of use cases. So this includes things like enterprise key management solutions. This is load balanced APIs. So we have something like, it's called the Gateway API, where you are able to proxy transactions, you're able to load balance your transactions, essentially making a very simple interface that businesses are used to interact with blockchain solutions. We have other things there around data retrieval, monitoring, automated deployment, all the kind of nitty-gritty tools that are required to uphold a sort of enterprise service level agreement, and then even applications like ticketing application, given that's where our roots are, and a sort of white label NFT marketplace with any of the sort of bolt-ons that a business might need. So quite an extensive suite of tools, about $30 million spent on kind of building out this infrastructure of tooling so far. So yeah, I think that gives you a good overview of some of the core Aventus products.
Yeah, it seems that there are a lot of innovations, a lot of hard work there of Aventus to help enterprises in such a very fast changing term, and also help them to improve the operational efficiencies. Yeah, with infrastructure, and as you said, a networking layer, and so many more. And that's very amazing. So, talking about uh, enterprises. So currently, which individuals or entities are making use of Aventus Network to improve their operations? Could you share with us a little bit more about some of your potential partnership already had or still working on to achieve it?
Yes, so the most recent that some may have seen is of course Beatport. They're essentially music loyalty solution that we're helping them deploy across their tens of millions of users and their thousands of labels with some very big artists. We have Cashback app, who I mentioned before. They're active across various territories globally. They have integrations with the likes of Visa and MasterCard networks and basically have access to see the transactions of 90% of the merchants across the few territories that they're active in. We have a deal with this is Parachain Sports. This is again a loyalty solution looking at female athletes in the States. And then more on the aviation side, we obviously a few months ago put out a press release around a national airline that we're working with at Heathrow Airport, looking at supply chain, cargo tracking. And then there are a few that are in the works, which I can't mention by name. I've mentioned previously, there's a big one in film, one of the largest blockbusters that will be coming soon with a loyalty solution. And we're getting involved in the energy market as well.
Wow, that's amazing indeed, sir. Yeah, a lot of good and potential partnerships there, and we definitely can expect a lot from those. Yeah, very amazing. So, talking a little bit about Aventus token. So, with Aventus token, how exactly can users interact with it? How does it work in Aventus?
Yes, so the Aventus token is the fuel of the Aventus network. You can think of this very much like Ether is for the Ethereum network. So it's a proof of stake blockchain where the people validating transactions on that network are paid fees for putting in that work. And those who are originating transactions and benefiting from the service of that network are paying. So it's a gas mechanism. It's a staking token where people can stake to help secure the network. And then they get their proportion of the fees that the network is processing. And then the token is also used for governance. So deciding on parameters around what's happening on the network, deciding on nominations around who gets to join the network as collators, various functionality like that. So essentially a utility token split primarily across staking, gas payments, and governance.
Thank you. I think it's very helpful for all the listeners and the users who are interested in network, who want to join the network, and that's very helpful. So, well, it's time for us to look forward to the future. So what are your upcoming plans for the rest of the year 2023 for Aventus to grow more, sir?
We are very focused this year on scaling up adoption, right? Obviously, it's tough times from a macroeconomic perspective. We've seen some of the mess in the financial and the banking industry over the last few weeks. So one is making sure that we're disciplined in our approach, not spending too heavy too early, but really making sure that we channel our resources towards scaling up on the deal front. So we have a bunch of deals I already mentioned, which we are delivering on with the team. That's creating sort of healthy revenue for the ecosystem that we're building. And then it's scaling those up. So primarily doing this via what we call aggregators, which are parties who have many enterprise relationships, who are then able to help us sell our solution into those enterprises with slightly shorter sales cycles than you might have just with a cold approach. So everything is focused on driving real adoption across the enterprise space for us this year. In terms of the network side, we are very focused also on open sourcing many of the components within that networking layer I spoke about earlier. So that's open sourcing the elements that are not yet open source. That's making sure that governance is really functioning properly. That's opening up community treasury, where the community will decide how a significant pool of the Aventus token is deployed to help grow the ecosystem, and really making sure we're in line with the sort of fundamental principles of an open, collaborative ecosystem.
Well, those are very worth expecting. Like as you mentioned about scaling, adoption, open sourcing, and we know that there's still a lot of work has to be done to really onboard these targets, but we believe that with Aventus vision, Aventus team, and nothing can stop Aventus from achieving those plans, those targets. Yeah, that's absolutely. So for the last question, which is relaxing. So if you have to say 2 sentences or just 2 words to express your pride in Aventus, so what are those, sir?
I would say team is number 1. We have an amazing, dedicated, passionate group of people who are working on this. And without all of us, this wouldn't be possible. I know everybody hears from me mostly, but that's just because that's my role within the business. Like, the team is everything. And the second one is, we're sort of really proud about the adoption that we're starting to show. Some big deals coming through, and we really hope to be able to deliver more over the course of the year.
Wow, those are really something that make Aventus a team and adoption. And we know that Aventus has every potential to grow more and strongly in the upcoming time, and we definitely wait for it, for Aventus next steps. So yeah, I think it's all about our questions today. We've been through a lot about what is Aventus doing with what is they doing to develop, and also a lot of interesting upcoming events that really worth expecting for all the users. Yeah, so before we say goodbye, sir, do you have any words left for our listener today?
I think that's everything. Thank you for having me here. It's been great talking to everybody. And yeah, for any more information, all of the links are on our website at aventus.io. So please get involved, and hopefully we see some of you in our community.
Yeah, thank you, sir, a lot. And also thank you, Aventus, for giving us a chance to be your bridge to the community today. And also a big thank to all listeners join us today. We hope that you have a great time. And about all the important information today will be wrapped up in the recap, and we're going to post it very soon. So wait for it, don't worry. Yeah, and I think that it's time for us to say goodbye. So goodbye, everyone, and have a nice day.
Bye, everyone.